Around the Big Sky and football continues. We check in now, San Luis Obispo, California, where it looks like it's a beautiful day as Cal Poly head coach Paul Wulff joins us here on ESPN Radio. Coach, appreciate you being here, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
First of all, tell us about your team because I saw you in Missoula a couple weeks ago live, and very impressed with the strides you guys have made, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Really like the way your defense is playing. So, just take me through your season broadly. I mean, what have you liked about your performance so far, and how good you guys feeling right now coming out of your bye week?
Yeah, we know we've made progress, and we've come short, on a short end of a few games where we really felt like we were in a position to win games, and you know, it it's been it's been a good growth for sure, but unfortunately, we've probably battled a little more injuries than we'd like to at this point, and think that we'd like to get a couple guys back. There's some that will never get back for the season, but so far, I feel like we're in a good spot, even though where we're at in conference play, being 1-2. But I feel like our schedule's been very tough. We've had 5 out of 7 games have been on the road so far, and playing Montana State this week will be our 5th consecutive team that's been in the top 20 that we've played. So we've had a hell of a schedule, and I think we can regroup here and hopefully make a nice stretch run here down the stretch.
Well, you guys are obviously battle tested already at this point, and you got another really good opponent coming to your house. But how have you thought of the way the guys have responded? Because you guys have played, at least in my opinion, probably the toughest schedule in the Big Sky Conference so far. Having already played, Davis, Sac, and Montana, and now you got the other top team in the league coming to town. So how do you think your guys have responded as to play in such a tough schedule here in the first half of conference play?
Yeah, I think they're going to respond, and we had a bye, which we needed. I know Montana State did as well, but we really needed it. You never know when you need those buys, but I think, we did for injury purposes. And you just look at our overall schedule. I think the combined record of our opponents so far is 34-14. Counting Utah in non-conference, Stephen F. Austin, and a few of those teams. So we've been tested, like you said, but we also know this might be probably our biggest test for sure that we've faced, in FCS play for sure.
On the defensive side, obviously much improvements, and I know Cody Von Oppen is getting a lot of praise around the conference from other coaches that have noticed just the way that he's sort of orchestrating your defense. So tell me about him. What have you liked about just the way Coach Von Oppen has been able to inject some energy into your defensive side?
Yeah, it's been good. We've done a really nice job. Cody's done a great job along with our whole staff. And I just feel like at this point we finally have enough veterans where these guys are kind of figuring it out, which has been exciting. It's been a lot of hard work to get ourselves built to this point. But I've been very pleased with our consistency so far with our defense. And Cody's done a great job along with the players and just the development that we've had to go through over the last few years. But it's really starting to kind of all the hard work show up.
Well, Cal Poly has a rich tradition of great linebackers, and you got a couple good ones right now. I love 44, Mike D'Amato. That guy is one of my favorite players I've seen so far this year. So what have you thought of just the way he's been able to sort of set the tone for your defense?
Yeah, he's really done a hell of a job. He's been a team leader. He is as tough as they come, and it's hard to find anybody that can play harder. He's the perfect Cal Poly guy in so many ways, and you look at the rich tradition of linebackers that have come through this program for years, and a lot of them have gone on and played at the next level. And this guy here is just a great college football player, and he just gets better all the time. And very happy with Mikey's progress. He's definitely a leader on our defense.
Paul Wulff joining us here on ESPN Radio 102.9 FM as well as SWX Montana Television around the state of Montana. Cal Poly hosts Montana State on Saturday. Offensively, what have you liked about the way that unit has performed? And I know you got a couple of young quarterbacks that have sort of been in and out for you. So just tell me about how that position has evolved for you as well.
Yeah, it's been, we've had some injuries there as well. We've had to play 3 different quarterbacks, sometimes 4. A little unfortunate for us. The one thing I will say offensively is that we've been more explosive this year than we've been in years past. We have not put it all together yet. Our running game's got to be more consistent. We've battled some injuries there as well, a little bit in the O-line. So there's just been we've we've just been kind of disjointed a little bit offensively all year long. So the consistency hasn't been there as much as the defense has been at this point. I think the playmakers are there, but we've got to become more consistent, offensively for us to give us a chance to compete, against Montana State this week.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Town Pump. Right down the road. Pump it up. Oh, yeah.
Big Sky Breakdown, proudly presented by the Bobcat Collective at Montana State. The Bobcat Collective is the NIL collective that serves Montana State University student athletes. The collective has partnered with Montana State to connect fans, alumni, businesses, and local nonprofits with Montana State student athletes. Opportunities through the collective allow student athletes to earn compensation while serving the greater Montana State University community. Sign up now for memberships and enjoy automatic entry into raffles for free tickets while supporting the bright minds at Montana State. They have multiple different membership tiers, and you can also be a one-time supporter, and you can also business partner or corporate supporter. Visit bobcatcollective.com for more. Well, tell me about that then. Obviously, one of the teams that has been one of the best teams in the Big Sky for the last several years in the Bobcats. What do you think of just what you see when you turn on the film?
I think they're the most complete team in the Big Sky. I just look at the strength of their defense and their ability on offense and special teams. It just feels like they're strong in all three phases. They've been really dominant in games, and I know they played a really tough schedule early on, but since then you can just see them kind of keep growing, and the Lamson kid has gotten more and more consistent, and so they've just got a really good football team, top to bottom, and that's going to be the biggest challenge I think for anybody in our conference is when you play a complete team. You've got to play your absolute best football to give yourself a chance to win, and that's what these guys force you to do.
Well, Lamson's been so accurate in the pass game, and then last time out for them, the run game came alive. They rushed for almost 400 yards. So when they are producing both on the run game and in the pass game, how do you go about starting with slowing that attack down?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. How do you start with that? I think the biggest thing is try to keep away explosive plays. Number one. They just can do so much, and that's what makes anybody that has balance on offense difficult to defend. And right now they've got that, and that's going to be the challenge. We know we're not going to stop them, but we've got to do a good job of playing sound football on defense and making them earn their points and their yards, and not getting a situation here where we're letting big plays happen on us, because that'll be tough for us to overcome if we give up too many big plays.
Well, just having this opportunity of a top 5 team coming to your place, you haven't had many home games this year. So how do you hope your guys sort of step up and embrace this opportunity?
Yeah, I really do. I really believe and I hope that we take advantage of this opportunity. And obviously, like you said, this is only our 3rd home game this year. And I think we're anxious to play the game. We've had the bye, and it's time to kind of get back to work. And it is. It's a great opportunity for us to come and play a home game and, hopefully pull one out.
Paul Wulff here on ESPN Montana. Coach, appreciate the time. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Colter.
Another day, flavorless forage.
What in the heck is this magic? It smells intriguing. Could this be the answer to my lifelong struggle against bland wilderness cuisine? Okay, deep breaths. Don't get your hopes up, big guy.
Finally, a meal fit for a famished Bigfoot. Thank you, Alpine Touch. My Rocky Mountain adventures just got a whole lot tastier.